I'm Janice E. Kirk. I'm an author and an artist, and I'm from Northern California, where we lived about 60 years. And now I'm living in Winona, Minnesota. We moved here in 2014 to get closer to our kids. I've worn a lot of hats in my life. Spent 20 years growing up, 20 years getting into art, even though I started in music, and then drawing and painting and illustrating a book over 20 years. My file was overflowing with things, and I started cleaning it out and discovered all these starts for stories and articles, and some fiction, some nonfiction. I thought, I better do something with these. I shouldn't throw them away. And that got me going. So now I'm a writer, and I hope to have my last 20 years doing that. Later in life, I married a naturalist, biologist. He taught college biology for 35 years, and we loved to go camping. So I followed him everywhere, all over the American West. That started me out with my sketching everywhere we camped. And so I have a whole file full of sketches from all those years that we were camping and enjoying being outdoors. In '76 and '77, we went camping for a year. We took the kids out of school, bought a little travel trailer, they called it in those days, and away we went. And that really bonded us to nature, and it brought us back to God. And I came home just full of these wonders of creation. But also, as we were traveling, we saw the destruction, things that were deteriorating or being destroyed or just wiped out. And we came home with a real concern for the environment. And that started me out, was trying to do something about it. My sense of activism is not marching, mine is writing. And I think sometimes when people don't understand the problems, it's because they don't have enough information. So I try to provide some of that information. Along the way, of course, I met some challenges. And the first challenge, of course, at our home church was not interested, disbelief. They just didn't believe that stuff. I wrote Cherish the Earth, the Environment and Scripture for Christians because there was absolutely no, at that time, this was the 80s and 90s, no interest in the churches that I knew or that I was involved with in taking any interest at all in nature. They just say, oh yeah, well that's interesting, and turn away and go about their business. But then of course you always meet one or two people who immediately go sign up to pick up litter along the highway and that sort of thing. So it wasn't a total waste of time to try to bring up the subject. I just had to kind of wait until the whole culture picked up the problem, because nowadays it's easy to bring up the subject because we're all recycling and trying to save our plastic bags. And then if you can bring in the Christian aspect, I think that's really important. And we need to learn about plant communities and what they do for us, because it's not only food, it's medicine, it's shelter, it's fabrics, it's everything. Plants are everything to us. I'm hoping my readers will come across with a deep respect for nature and thanksgiving, a gratitude for nature, and then learn to pull into their way of life a reciprocity for giving back to nature. That we have to have those three things especially to help this get back to normal, what I would call normal living and sustainable living, and it'll be beautiful. You just know it'll be beautiful. That's where my art sense comes in, because if it's beautiful, it's probably working. It's probably working right.